Dudes and dudettes, hopefully everything's going really well for you guys. Let me check my audio real quick. Okay, everything is fine. So we're gonna post some very interesting new content out here. So then every day we probably gonna do a top mover analysis on what is moving over on top of everybody else, and how many of those are included in our Patreon content. So as you can see, this is on August 24th, which is today. I talk about market contraction. The reason why I talk about EDU, BABA, and VLDR is because A, we have holdings, and B, because we want to talk a little bit about the plays, right? So then we talked about this like in the morning, bright and shine in the morning, that's just why I tell all my patrons that turn on your notification on Patreons, because from time to time I would go on there, post a post, and the video content might come out like just a little bit later, because we have an internal process of how we process those Patreon videos. But anyway, so if you go up to today's top movers, you will see, okay, penny stock, we're not interested. ADYEY, we don't even know about the stock, so hey, it's not on our radar, right? GameStop 20%, probably is gonna, AMC is probably on that list. And if you go back to our price contraction, yesterday's tweet, I talked about hood, neo V-shaped recovery, and then 2 days before this one, I don't really want to show you guys all of the Patreon post. I talked about AMC and potential AMC upsides, and then yesterday I also sold some AMCs and did some option plays. But to be honest, I also didn't really expect AMC to really drastically open higher this high for today. Therefore, I have some hedging plays, like buy some puts and everything. But hey, everything is fine because you can always roll it, and the stock market is very fluid. We're preaching on this channel, especially for Bobby and me, we're preaching that as long as you have dry powder, as long as you enter small positions, there's always money to be made in the market. You can always pivot, and once you start buying 100 shares per chunk, then you can either be the host of this stock by selling call options, or do something else with your dry powder or with your shares, right? Treat your share on hand as capital. Those are actually, they treat those as like equipment or real estate that you buy, that's like just there, that you can use to utilize them to lower your cost, or use them to hedge your position plays and stuff, right? And go down EDU. See, we've been talking about this stock for 3 days straight. You see, EDU. I mean, we also talk about AEI, and the AEI is like boom up, right? On a day where AEI dropped to $1.66 on Patreon, we said, guys, like, I entered a huge position here, and then I sold out at around 1.991, and I still left some there, because we talked about, in one of our Patreon videos, we talk about why it is a good long-term investment, because of their revenue projection, and they're doing their partnership with Tesla, and we found some interesting ties with Tesla's new product and all this kind of stuff. They're gonna do home installation for Tesla, and then we go back and look at Tesla's partnership history. We found out that Tesla is more likely to do a lot of long-term partnerships with people that they know, and AEI is someone that they know. Okay, we're gonna close this real quick, and then if you look at PDD, I mean, for those of you who are laughing at me for selling 50%, or the 50%, cutting myself 50% loss for like 1/3 of all my MMT holdings. I mean, I did bought 2 shares of PDD like right on the day. So I guess it's not a joke anymore, right? Especially you, Captain Crunch, you're laughing at me, be like, there are better positions to seek. It's impossible. But hey, this is a living testament of like why sometimes you gotta pick the winners and you gotta pick the losers. If you have losers in your portfolio, cut lots of it and put into your winners. AMC again, and went up. I mean, I sold a bit early, but I also have leftover shares. Now I liquidated at least 75% shares of all my AMCs. And on my Patreon chat, people are asking what are you gonna do with it. And I was like, if you guys are AMC holders that have over 100 shares, guys, there's so much option plays you can do. If you go and look at AMC's option chain right now, Jesus, guys, sorry to take Jesus out of context. And I know, Jesus, you're already suffering enough. We don't want you to suffer more. But here's the thing, okay? Look at this option change, so juicy. Like, I wish I still have more than 100 shares. Like, I used to have like 200 shares, but I mean, I've already like take my profit, right? So if you look at the volume of this option change, guys, it's absolutely insane at the $50 strike. Look at the implied volatility. Look at the implied volatility. That means if you start selling this today, look at this price. It is so overpriced, boys and girls. Like, even this is $45. $45 calls are all so overpriced, boys and girls. You can make so much by this weekend if you just follow through with the option strategy, right? I mean, again, after we post some videos for YouTube today, we might do a live stream, but depending on, you know, how much time we have and depending on like what number 2 and I decided to do, and especially on my masters, I'm on the final stretch of finishing my masters, so then I gotta go take some tests so I can, you know, opt out of some of the stupid classes I don't really want to take. But again, juicy option chain. If you hold them, guys, selling covered up. Awesome audio there, getting too excited. Plus number 2's been chewing my USB cord for days now. So yeah, the microphone USB isn't performing so well. We're probably gonna change a new one. But anyways, go back to today's content, right? So as I said before, all of these implied vol is gonna drop, right? All of these implied, because everything will revert back to where it's supposed to be. This is like the universal law. The meaning of life is when you have something, right? If something goes too high up, it's bound to oscillate back to where it should, right? Right? This is the whole value investing theorem or anything, right? We can also incorporate theology into trading. I'm probably gonna post a video about like why the journey of God can actually help you determine price points. But hey, like, I mean, again, we're not financial advisors, or we do not get financial advice. Everything we say is for shits and giggles. But if you can learn a lot of things from shits and giggles, hey, it's really great for you, right? So again, those things gonna revert back to you when, you know, all of these implied volatility is gonna drop later on this week, you know. And you know, Wednesday is gonna be a very interesting day because we have 3 days straight of NASDAQ breaking record high. And if you go take a statistical look at previously when NASDAQ does that, that indicated that, you know, is there really that big of a short-term catalyst? Is everybody banking on the taper not going through? I mean, again, a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, I used to even saying taper is probably not going to come, right? Because every chairman of Fed always talk about taper, but they never actually follow through it, except for the one at 2014. But I mean, again, timing is very, very important. But let's stay on course right now. We don't really want to talk on taper for this video. So let's talk about another top mover, okay? I mean, as you can see, all of the top movers, right? The recognizable top movers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just put 6 of them. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 of them, right?